Alright, so you guys really want me to just talk about some basic concepts of ketogenesis. And I like to kind of go like geek out on the science, but let's do something really basic. I'm going to tell you some things to think about. You know, someone said, "Oh, Stephanie, do a advanced and basic keto understanding," and I was like, or like protocol. And I was like, well, it kind of doesn't work like that. There's no advanced keto person, and there's no basic. There's only metabolically messed up, deranged, damaged people, or metabolically balanced. So with that said, let's hop right on to it. And I don't mean like a bunny rabbit. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place, but that's what gets me hyped up. Alright, so if you're just starting keto and you eat 300 carbs a day, you would be in the basic category. And with the basic person, you need to graduate yourself down. You would go from like 3 to 250 carbs down to 150, down to 100, down to 80, down to 50, down to 20, down to 15. Each week, you can drop your carbohydrate grams and types. So you want to take out the processed carbohydrates and put in things like, you start with sweet fruits and you go to bitter fruits, and you go from sweet potato and you go down to yellow squash. And you just kind of switch out the amount of vegetation or fruits that have higher carb to a lower carb to dark green leafy greens. Okay, so that's what you would do to graduate for the basic keto person. You see what I'm saying? If you're overweight and you're older, if you're over 40 with any metabolic derangement, you really might want to graduate yourself down. Okay, for the advanced people, yeah, I'm sorry, it's pretty ageist, right? It's young, it's ageist and it's sexist. It's like young metabolically balanced males. Well, we can drop you down to 15 overnight. Not even a problem. You've got nice active mitochondria in your muscle cell. You're insulin sensitive. You got good adrenal health. Yo, let's go right down to the 15 right to now. Okay. Or a female. If you're a female such as myself who's been healthy most of your life, yes. Yeah, no, I was never fat. So I've never been overweight. So this is my before and after. But I would be an example of a woman who is fit. I'm in kind of a weird category because I'm 47. I am not 27. But yet I do not have metabolic derangement, and I've got a fricked up knee. So that knee creates inflammation, which creates cortisol, which I have inflammation on my joints because I've broken everything being this pro skateboarder. But here we go. So, and it's so hot. It's freaking almost November and we're getting this heat wave. It's like, whew, hot. Okay, let me keep this rolling. So, for the advanced people, you're probably going to be fit male, fit female, probably under between like 12, but 12-year-olds normally aren't doing this without their parents. But if you're an adult, let's use adults. If you're an adult, you'd say between 18 and let's say 35 with no metabolic derangement. You eat quite well. We can drop you down to 20, 15 overnight without even blinking. So the things that you guys want to consider are potentially the keto flu. Keto flu is the symptoms of headaches. I don't know why so many people are wondering why they have a headache. I have a dull, aching headache. I'm like, your electrolytes, they are down the toilet literally when you urinated them out. Yes, carbohydrate. Yeah, so for every bite of a carb that you eat, your body is holding onto nearly 3 bites of water. That's why when women say, I'm so bulky when I lift, I'm like, no, you got a lot of water in your muscle. You got a lot of fat and water. It's not the muscle that makes you look big. It's that water. So you drop a lot of water. Now to some guys, they're like, oh my God, I lost my pump. But to some women, they're like, oh my God, I'm so tight. So fabulous. But as you see, you get your pump back. I get a gnarly pump when I work out now. You know, I guess it's that epigenetic gene expression therapy where I've been working on my DNA for a long time. So that's another thing for those who think, oh, that's because she's black, because she's got brown skin and black don't crack and all this crap. Really? Really? Really, really, really? That's so stupid. People age and have dysbiosis of the face and inflammation and all this kind of stuff that's indicative of poor health, irregardless of how much melanin you have in your skin. So here we go. Basic, advanced. So what can an advanced person do? An advanced person can go and run stairs and drive their glycogen storages out without producing too much cortisol. An advanced person can like stretch their carb tolerance level. How many carbs can I eat? Well, we could jack that number up as you progress in your keto adaptation. Basic people, which to me, basic isn't, I just started keto. You could have started keto 2 years ago and still never be in ketosis. Basic is the person who's got metabolic derangement and their body is not allowing them to keto adapt. People keep having this concept that if they just put their macros perfect, their fats, the proteins, the carbohydrates, that they're just going to snap right into ketosis. Well, that does not happen. If you have any adrenal overload, the adrenal gland is overloaded. If your hypothalamus is overloaded, it's like the hypothalamus is the master control center of your brain talking to your pituitary gland, which then talks to your hormones. So if your adrenals, which are your steroid hormones, and they're out of whack, I mean, pretty much you're screwed. Everything's out of whack. It just is what it is. You got to think about not only the pineal gland, is for your melatonin, serotonin. The pituitary gland. Geez, I'm getting it all. The P's all messed up and whatnot. So we've got the hypothalamus, we have the pituitary gland, and we have the pineal gland. So the pineal gland is for your sleeping and awake hormone cycles, your circadian cycles. Sorry, the heat is just getting to me. Frying my little ketosis brain. And your pituitary gland is connected to your adrenal steroid hormones. So I just kind of got that all upside down. But the point isn't that. It isn't the fact that Stephanie blurps out the wrong thing and has to correct. It's just about basic people with metabolic derangement and advanced people who do not have metabolic derangement, and what you can do, and probably the keto flu you'll never go through, the muscle cramps. And I've said this before in other videos. People are like, what about your mucus production, your mucin production of having mucus, that your eyes get dry? This could be a condition of H. pylori, a pre-existing issue that you have. So when you try keto, your mucus, you notice that your mucus is not forming as much, and other things can make your mucin production go down way beyond ketogenesis. Another thing that people complain about is cramps. Muscle cramps is from electrolyte loss. Potassium, magnesium, calcium. Sodium, that's the big one. You got a headache, you got muscle cramp, you need the magnesium. People really need to get on the sodium, the Himalayan salt, and the magnesium. And it doesn't matter if you are an advanced person or if you are a basic person, you have to get on that shite. What else happens when you try to keto adapt that really can affect, well, no, I think it'll affect the basic people, is constipation, because you don't eat enough vegetables. So you get clogged up, right? You go on the keto diet, you jack up your fats, you have moderate protein, and there's no fiber, and you've got a gut dysbiosis, and you need prebiotic fiber, so the probiotics can feed on the prebiotic and get your bowels loosened up. If you have Hashis or hyperthyroidism, I've been saying in the last videos that your bunghole tightens up, and that whole thing of peristalsis slows down, because your body's going to try to conserve energy anywhere it can when you're stressed out, even in your digestion of food. That your stomach will have undigested food just sitting there creating cortisol because you're stressed all day long. And as long as you live in the modern time, you're stressed. You just got to manage it. I don't care who you are. You are not immune from stress. Not just stress. I mean fight or flight, cortisol button all day long. If that's a button, all day long, all day long, all day long. Right? We've got the UV light stress. We've got circadian stress. We've got freaking radio wave stress. We've got like dysbiosis of the gut stress. We've got inflammation in the joint stress. We've got enzymatic and synapse issues and receptor sites and stress. We've got the neocortex stuck in a holding pattern. Stress. Sleep stress. There's stresses in a million ways. There's like the lotion that you put on your body and the quality of foods and all that stuff. Okay, guys, I really want to just keep it somewhat never short. I'm going to do a more detailed video about dairy. I mean, pretty much basic, like baby calves drink from cows. Baby goats drink from the mamas. Why are we drinking milk from an animal that's trying to feed his baby? Why are you so addicted to food? I mean, I've got to do a whole video about food porn. Because the more you think about food, it's your cells driving your neocortex to drive your everything to be out of whack. So you've got your cells telling your hormones to tell your brain to crave, crave, crave. Once your hormones get out of whack, it doesn't matter who you are, you're screwed. So we've got the basic person, we've got the metabolically not deranged, but basically these metabolically young, not deranged young people, they become deranged. Because nobody is immune to stress and the modern day human society stress. We all get it, and a lot of people just don't have the tools to know consciously how to manage it and to keep evolving their personality so they can kind of outrun, instead of the lion, they're outrunning the stress that they've created and manifested right here. I hope that answers the question, but I know it doesn't. But I just wanted to talk about it briefly, that there is a difference between somebody who's trying to do like a basic keto plan, and it's going to be longer. You're going to take longer to adapt. People have blood sugars that are high. People's sleep quality. I should do a video about the 5 stages of sleep. The 3rd and 4th level stage, that's where you've got growth hormone. That's where you burn body fat. And that can happen in 90 minutes of that when you first fall asleep, according to the circadian rhythm, which like 9:30 or 10 would be an awesome time to be lights out. That would be great if you're trying to get shredded, yeah? To hit the 3rd and 4th level or stage of your sleep cycle and make sure that you are hitting REM. Because REM cycles get less and less and less, and you start to dream more towards the morning. You hit a REM cycle and they're kind of inconsistent, but you still want to go through the 5 layers or stages of sleep to be able to get the business. And this is when I'm freaking bloated, yo. You know what makes women bloated besides like metabolic derangement and food sensitivities? Yes, even that. I'm still staying pretty damn lean at that time of my month. I'm stoked. And I gain more muscle. And you know why I gain more muscle? Because I decided to eat a pretty good share of minced grass-fed beef with a lot of fat and a great level of creatine and heme in it. So I'm feeling extra spry. Okay, that's it, you guys. I probably have to do like a series. My videos will become more organized in the future. I will have a little bit more like notes and stuff so you can follow it. But when I'm just like, get that idea because somebody sent me an email, then I start talking about it. And today was specifically about, yes, there's a keto protocol for basic people, and you would cut out the cheese because it's got, when I said the baby calf, and I'm talking about the casein, the IGF-1, cows are lactating, they're very estrogenic. These are some of the big reasons. There's the K2, K1 cows that you want to learn about. That's why I'm so against dairy. Get off of it. Plus, it should be for a baby calf, so it makes it real easy. Use coconut milk, for goodness sake. Like, don't be so attached to food. If you're into food porn, you're jacked. If you have to have something, you're jacked. Your body needs regularity. So if you want to have, you know, like this restaurant of 50 different meals all throughout your week, you are doing the wrong plan. Learn how to spice your food. Learn how to monetize your food. Learn how to put foods together that you love and put it. The schedule when you put those foods in your day is freaking critical to your keto adaptation and remaining in a highly adapted keto state where you get what? The anti-cancer benefits, the brain, the depression, downregulation, the serotonin bump. I mean, there's a million things. The thyroid, that's a whole other subject where people are like, oh, does keto make the thyroid worse? No. a pre-existing thyroid issue is what the problem is. A lot of women and men don't even know they have it. So when they try keto, they don't adapt, then they're on starvation.